From out here, Central Library looks like one giant library, but once you go in and explore it, you realize it's really a series of interconnected departments. I'm a docent at Central Library, and we're going to explore each of the departments with the librarians. We're going to ask two simple questions of each. What's the most commonly asked question for each department? And what's the biggest misconception? If you're looking for a section of Central Library that's as close to how it was prior to the 1986 fires, you can't do better than children's literature. We're here today with Maddie, a children's librarian, and Maddie's going to tell us a little bit about the department.
Yeah, here at our children's literature department at the Central Library, we house about 250,000 items. That includes books in 34 languages. That collection serves ages 0 to 12, and in addition to the amazing books here, we also have tons of programs every single week for that whole age range. But then as a docent, you know a lot about the art and architecture. If you want to tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure, I know a little bit about it. Fun fact about children's literature, there are 12 lamps throughout this department, and of the 12, only one of them is an original, and we don't know which one it is. Bonus fun fact, there are a couple of murals throughout this room that depict scenes from California's history, but the two murals on the front and back walls were not actually originally located in here. They were previously located in a loading dock a few floors below us, and the loading dock was prone to moisture, and so they had to move the murals to preserve them. But because the murals were in a different shaped hallway, they don't exactly fit the walls now. So if you see lines across the top or the sides of the murals, it's because that's where they originally ended, and they later had to bring in the original artist to fill in the gaps many years after he originally painted them.
Yeah, you can really see the seam in the paintings in the afternoons when the light is really coming in through our windows and shining on them.
Fascinating. And I have two questions for you. What's the most commonly asked question of your department? And what's the biggest misconception?
Yeah, so our most frequently asked question here after Where Are Your Dogman books is where we got the giant bear that lives at the entrance to the children's literature department. Several years ago, a local florist here in downtown LA had ordered a teddy bear for a floral arrangement, and then our giant bear came and was not the size she had ordered, not what she was looking for, and was too expensive to send back. So she brought it here to us instead, and now it gets countless hugs every single day and is in many, many family pictures. Yeah, so one of our most common misconceptions here is that our collection is just the kind of newer books that you're seeing out here on the floor. And what actually is the case is that we have a huge reference collection. So books that we've collected from decades and decades past that are in our closed stacks. So we get a lot of people who come in looking for books that they read as a child, 10, 20, 50 years ago, and that they just want to take another look at, and we can pull out our item from the reference collection and let them browse it here in the library.
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
I think it's awesome.